Hey, what's up? Mark Benjamin, Mark Benji. And I'm starting this YouTube and just to express how I feel about life on Earth, you know. And man, life is so complex. Let me just say this. Life is a complex thing, and it seems to be multi-layered. It seems they have so many different aspects to it, so many different angles to look at it, so many different ways of living, so many different places you can operate from in the brain that can put you in certain places. But nonetheless, we are in the whole body, and so why not maximize the potential that the body can output? Or why not experience your body's maximum potential? At least half of it, at the very least half. Um, I think that's fair, half. At the very least half. But from my understanding, we haven't even used a quarter of it, you know what I'm saying? And so, um, nonetheless, things like that really interest me. It does. It fascinates me um, to understand where we're at and why we're dealing with the things that we're dealing with. Me and my current life, I am from America. I'm 24 years old, and what I can honestly say about life is that it is complex. It's simple, but it's complex nonetheless. Um, it's simple because, you know, life is really just composed of a few different elements. But what makes it complex is the elements have different degrees. So, what we experience is kind of the in between of those elemental degrees, I guess. Um, so for me, I've been off and on working, man. I've been off and on working. I started working, and I mean, I really started working in like actually getting paid. Let me just say, in college, I started getting paid in college. I was doing work for my family and stuff like that growing up. Handyman. I always been like a handyman. I always done rough work, yard work, moving heavy shit, things like that. Um, but I've been off and on working, just trying to understand what should I do in life. I'm gonna just be honest. I really feel like just tearing this bitch up. I feel like I want to start, um, some sort of resistance, some sort of not even resistance, but something that I guess is the opposite of what we are experiencing in the system we're in now. Um, and I've been feeling that urge because for me and how I feel, and I feel like that may sound egotistical, but what makes sense to me rather is taking care of yourself, period. And if you want to break down taking care of yourself, does that just mean health? And what does health mean? And I'm saying this like that because is health just the word health? And when you think of the word health, you think of just eating right or maybe exercising right, but it goes a little bit deeper than just eating right and exercising. We're talking about what we see, what we hear, and then the promotion of what we see and what we hear. We're talking about our hair, not just the inside of the body, but different components. We're talking about our joint health, our spine health, back health, lower back, shoulders, hips, talking about toes, hands. We're talking about, your joints, your tendons. Are those things really healthy? Are they really being looked at and being taken into consideration when you're talking about health or a country that's healthy? Are we looking at, I think that I feel like, and again, it kind of sounds egotistical, but I really don't feel that way. I don't feel like I'm an egotistical person. Um, I just think that the standard for living should be a little bit different. Like how the standard for living is like, you know, make sure you're not poor is pretty much the standard of living now. I think the standard of living should be like, okay, like healthy, like everyone should be like, okay, like okay, like the real standard of living. Let's just see like baseline, you know, pretty much not be poor, take your kids to school, you know, eat something, fuck, even if it's McDonald's, I guess, it's like there almost isn't any standard of living, just really just to live and survive pretty fucking much. But see, I think that should be a little bit different. I do think that there should be at least like, you know, man, like how China's kids can break down weapons and put them bitches together at third grade. Like we should be at least stretching all across the country. And I don't mean like pity patty, like arm rows. And I mean like actually getting in there and taking care of the body in a real way. And I guess this is just stemming from where this really is coming from, why I'm speaking about this, let's just say, is because the foundation starts within your own body, within you, within your mindset. And if you don't think that in order to experience a more wholesome life, that you should be balanced, not just spiritually, but what should trickle down from the spirit into the physical is your body, which will bring forth more wholesome experiences. And that's really just the, pretty much the bottom line of it, you know. I mean, you can go up the stairs, but can you go up the stairs without your knees cracking? You know what I'm saying? You can sit in a chair, but can you sit in a chair without your knees cracking? You can walk, but can you walk without your back hurting? You know what I'm saying? You can run with your kids, but can you run and not get tired in 5 seconds or 10 seconds or a minute, you know? we can drive cars, but let's make it normal to walk again. Let's make it normal to use our legs and use not only the mind, but the body that, the Most High has blessed society with. Um, and that pretty just concludes, my message.